Hi, I'm Ian Griffiths, and this is a talk from the Building Silverlight Business Applications series. We're going to take a look at the CustomChrome feature added in Silverlight4. Chrome is the informal term for the window decorations added by the operating system, such as the title bar, the resize handles, and the buttons for closing, minimizing, or maximizing the window. Trusted Silverlight applications are able to disable this standard operating system Chrome so they can provide custom alternatives. This might involve producing a slightly different appearance for the title bar and borders, but you're not under any obligation to reproduce these standard features at all. Custom Chrome really just means switching off the standard Chrome completely and letting the window take care of its own appearance entirely. This feature is limited to applications that have elevated trust, because the absence of normal window borders makes it relatively easy to fake up features such as a login user interface. The configuration setting for the window borders offers three options. The first is the default, the normal window borders. The other two options both remove these borders, and the choice is between having a rectangular window or one with rounded corners. Silverlight4 does not offer any custom transparency support. Your whole window will be opaque and you can't add a drop shadow. Note that turning off the normal window decorations means the window will not be movable or resizable unless you add code to support that. But that's pretty straightforward. The window class offers helper methods you can call from mouse button down handlers, as we'll see shortly. It also offers a close method you can call to close the window. You'll need to provide a way to do that, as the normal close button will also be absent. To disable the default window Chrome, you need to specify a window style in the window settings element in your app.xaml. Setting this to none will give you a square window with no borders, while borderless round corners window will give you a window with rounded corners and no borders. Let's look at that in action. I've got a very simple Silverlight project here with some UI I've created already, the purpose of which will become clear in a moment. And right now this is running purely as an in-browser application. So if I resize that runs inside the browser. I haven't yet enabled out-of-browser operation. So let me go into the properties and turn on enable running application out of the browser. I'll also open the browser settings and enable the require elevated trust when running outside the browser option. And I'm doing this because you need to be elevated if you want to do Chromeless windows. I'll also turn on a fixed width and height to start with, and I'll click OK. Let me save that. Now if we look at the out-of-browser settings.xml, you can see the window settings element here with the default window title and the width and the height that I specified. Now in theory I could try and put the window style in here. Unfortunately, with the preview I'm running of the Silverlight tools, that doesn't actually work. I end up having to add my own custom app manifest.xaml completely from scratch. What I'm going to do here is close this, build the application, then turn on the show all files feature, and in the bin debug there is the app manifest file that was generated by Visual Studio based on the settings I provided. I'm going to take a copy of that. I'm going to control drag that out to the root. I'm going to include that in the project. I'm going to set its build action to be content, and by doing this, that means that the app manifest file here gets baked into the Zap for me, so I can turn off Visual Studio's generation of the Silverlight manifest file. So I'm now saying I'd like to take control of the manifest file. And so whatever appears in this app manifest here, that is the one that's going to get used. So this window settings, whatever I type in here is literally what will appear in the in the Zap itself, unlike with the out-of-browser settings, where unfortunately this preview strips out the window style. So let me add this, window style equals none, and I'll build the application again. So let's run this, and once again it's inside the browser, but now we've got the install custom Chrome application on this computer. So let me run this. So you can see the window borders are not present. All I've got is this sort of plain rectangle here. Notice if I click on the edges here, I can actually resize the thing, and that's because I've added these UI elements, these slightly strangely coloured boxes here, specifically so that I can enable resizing of the application. That's required a little bit of code, so let's go and take a look at that. I'm going to quickly uninstall this, and then we can go back and look at what I did. So in the main page.xaml, these elements here are all just straightforward rectangles, and I've hooked up mouse left button down handlers, so each one of these elements has got a button handler in the code behind. And if we take a look at the code behind, you can see all of these handlers use this app.current.mainWindow.drag resize, passing in a member from the window resize edge enumeration to say exactly how to make the thing work. Similarly, I could add a mouse left button down handler for the whole control. And in here I can say app.current.mainWindow.drag move. Decide I'd like to begin moving the application window if the mouse button goes down somewhere in the main area of the application. So let me run this again, and I'll install this new version. And now, as well as being able to resize, I can also drag the whole thing around by clicking anywhere. And also notice I've got this close button, which closes the application. And as you probably expect, there's a click handler there, which just calls the close method on the main window. So we modified the app manifest, specifying in the window settings that we'd like a non-standard window style of none. That turns off the window borders. And then we simply provide code to make sure that resizing and closing and moving are still a possibility.